Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. A very good afternoon to everybody. Now, dear friends, this is 8th class English grammar. Actually, it's grammar for all classes, maybe up to 11th and 12th classes, and even for the various competitive exams. So today we are continuing with the direct and indirect speech, and we have been dealing with indirect speech for interrogative sentences, that is question sentences, what we call them as. So today we will continue. Actually, in the previous lecture we had been dealing with the there are two types of questions, actually question sentences. One is yes no questions and another is those questions which cannot be answered with mere yes or no. तो आज हम क्या देखेंगे, इनडायरेक्ट स्पीच फॉर इंटरोगेटिव सेंटेंसेस. जो इंटरोगेटिव सेंटेंसेस हैं, जो क्वेश्चन वाले सेंटेंसेस हैं, उनकी नरेशन, उनकी डायरेक्ट इनडायरेक्ट हम कैसे चेंज करेंगे, डायरेक्ट टू इनडायरेक्ट एंड वाइस वर्सा. नाउ जनरल रूल्स, लेट्स फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल रिकैप द जनरल रूल्स. पहले जनरल रूल्स को देखते हैं in case of the interrogative sentences. First of all, the first general rule is for all kinds of interrogative sentences we have that comma and quote unquote they are to be removed. comma और quote unquote को जो remove किया जाता है, जब डायरेक्ट को इनडायरेक्ट में चेंज किया, इनडायरेक्ट स्पीच में रिपोर्टेड स्पीच को जो कामा इनडायरेक्ट ये रिपोर्टिंग वर्ब के बाद जो कामा होता है उसको रिमूव करना है, और रिपोर्टेड स्पीच को कोट अनकोट में रखा जाता है उसको भी रिमूव करना है. नंबर टू इज द कंजंक्शन दैट विल नॉट बी यूज. कंजंक्शन दैट अब यूज़ नहीं होगा, क्योंकि ये पीछे जो हमने एग्जांपल्स बाकी देखें, बाकी टाइप्स ऑफ सेंटेंसेस पॉजिटिव सेंटेंसेस में यूज़ होता था, लेकिन अब नहीं होगा इसमें इंटरोगेटिव सेंटेंसेस में. नंबर थ्री जनरल रूल इज द इंटरोगेटिव स्पीच. In the interrogative speech, the interrogative sentence will become positive or assertive sentence. अब ये indirect speech में interrogative sentence नहीं रहेगा. अब ये question वाला sentence नहीं रहेगा, ये सीधे positive sentence बनेगा, जिसको हम assertive sentence भी कहते हैं. जब ये interrogative sentence रहा ही नहीं, तो चौथा देखिए common sense है, अब question mark भी यूज नहीं होगा. The question will end in a full stop. यानी क्वेश्चन का ये रिपोर्टेड स्पीच विल एंड विद अ फुल स्टॉप, यानी फुल स्टॉप पे ये एंड हो जाएगा. नाउ द वर्ब से और टेल इज रिप्लेस्ड बाय वर्ब्स लाइक आस्क और इंक्वायर. ठीक है, अभी तक जब हम कहते हैं से और टेल था, अब इसको जो है इनडायरेक्ट स्पीच में रिप्लेस किया जाएगा आस्क्ड और इंक्वायर्ड से. ये जनरल रूल है. फॉर एग्जांपल यहाँ ही सेड को या ही आस्क्ड, ही सेड को लिखेंगे ही आस्क्ड, या ही टोल्ड को लिखेंगे ही इंक्वायर्ड या ही आस्क्ड, ऐसे लिखते हैं. नाउ स्पेसिफिक रूल्स अलग अलग हैं. द स्पेसिफिक रूल्स बेस्ड ऑन द टाइप्स ऑफ द इंटरोगेटिव सेंटेंसेस. जिस तरह का इंटरोगेटिव सेंटेंस है उसी तरह के स्पेसिफिक रूल्स हैं दोनों टाइप्स के सेंटेंसेस के लिए. इसमें हमने पहला टाइप ऑफ सेंटेंस पढ़ा. द टाइप्स ऑफ सेंटेंसेस फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वाज यस और नो क्वेश्चन, यस नो सेंटेंसेस या और यस नो क्वेश्चंस. Now the questions that can be answered in yes or no are called yes no questions. For example, are you happy? Can I help you? Do you like mangoes? These are the questions which can be merely answered by yes or no. These are called as yes no questions. Now this set of sentences, they have different kinds of rules, while as the other type of sentences, interrogative sentences, they have separate set of rules. Now in this kind of sentences, the questions which can be answered by yes or no, we have the word if or whether is used in indirect speech. So we use indirect speech, generally we use if or whether in the indirect speech. Actually we use these two words interchangeably, yani they can be used interchangeably. Whether you use if or whether, there is no difference, we can use either of the two words. Now specific rules based on the types of interrogative sentences. Today we shall take up another type of questions, that's questions which cannot be answered only with yes or no. This is what our actual topic is today. Before that we had been recapping the we had been having a recap of the previous lecture. So today we shall take up the rules or the narration, change of the narration for questions which cannot be answered only with yes or no. Now there are various types of questions which do not suffice when we answer them with yes or no merely. They cannot be actually answered by only yes or no. They require a detailed answer. They require a detailed answer. For example, such questions you will usually find, such questions usually start with WH words. WH words like what, why, when, where, whose, whom, how, and so on. These are the words which are used to begin such questions. For example, what are you doing? Where is my pen? When did you come? Where is my book, etc. and so on. ठीक है? So you can identify such questions, the questions which cannot be answered by yes or no. They begin with WH questions, WH words like what, when, why, whose, where, whom, how, etc. ठीक है? So let us see the rules for such questions. Questions that cannot be answered only with yes or no, if or whether is not used. For such questions we cannot use if or whether for indirect speech. So indirect speech में हमें if और whether को use नहीं करना है. We have to use some other words. Let's find out what. The question is simply changed into assertive or positive form. The question that was in the direct speech, that is simply changed into indirect speech. उसको simply indirect speech में change करके we have to make it assertive. We have to make it positive sentence. Now that will not take a note of interrogation, a question mark. That will simply take a full stop now, and is placed after the reporting verb. Simply reporting verb. After that you will write the reported speech, and reported speech will be converted into the assertive form or assertive or positive form. Now there will not be any conjunction like that. There will not be if or whether. ना if और whether होगा, ना that होगा. ये सब चीज़ें यूज़ नहीं होंगी. Reported speech will be directly followed by the this reporting verb will be directly followed by the reported speech. ठीक है? Let's look at a few examples. First of all, he said to me, what are you doing? He said to me. He said to me is past tense, right? Let me remind you that the general rules for change of these tense, they remain same as we have been dealing for a couple of almost 3 to 4 lectures. We have been dealing with the changes of change of tense also. So we will see here that he said to me. Here we can find the reporting verb is in past tense, and the reported speech is to be changed into the corresponding past. So he said to me, what are you doing? What are you doing? Now this is WH question. It cannot be answered by mere yes or no. We will do one thing. He asked me. He asked me. Simply after that me के बाद हम सीधे reported speech लिखेंगे. What I was doing. What are you doing will be converted into what I was doing. This is simple present tense, and this was simple present continuous tense, and this will be changed into past continuous tense, right? So he said to me, what are you doing will change into he asked me what I was doing. Now there is example number 2. He said to me, how are you? He said to me, how are you? This will be like that. It will change like this. He asked me how I was. He asked me how I was. Change into the corresponding past. Third one is he said to me, where have you gone? He said to me, where have you gone? Now you can see this is a present perfect tense. It will be changed into past perfect tense. He asked me where I had gone. Where I had gone. You can find here that question mark has been removed. No note of interrogation. Simply full stop, because the question has the sentence has now changed into positive sentence or assertive sentence. Example number 4 is he said to the air hostess, what's your name? He said to the air hostess, what's your name? Indirect में आएगा he asked the air hostess what her name was. What her name was. ठीक, right? Okay. Now fifth one, my father told, why did you fail in the examination? My father told, why did you fail in the examination? Reporting verb is in past tense. Reported speech is in simple past tense. It will be changed into the past perfect tense, right? So it will be changed like this. My father asked, why I had failed in the examination. Why I had failed in the examination. It is now changed here into the past perfect tense. Another example is the customer said, how can I buy this book? How can I buy this book? The customer asked how he could. Can will be changed into past tense. Could, how he could buy this book will become that book, because it's not in front of us, it's the book that the customer had seen at that particular time. So the customer asked how he could buy that book, so it's changed into past, right? Example number 7 is the stranger said, what's your name? The stranger said, अजनबी ने कहा आपका नाम क्या है? The stranger asked my name. Simple, you can write it down in a simpler form. Simply you can write it like this: the stranger asked my name. Stranger ने मेरा नाम पूछा. Or going through the rules, you can write it like this: the stranger asked what my name was. The stranger asked what my name was. Now the eighth example is the baby said to her mother, what are you eating? What are you eating? This is past tense, and the reported speech is in past continuous tense or past progressive. It will be changed into past perfect tense. The baby asked her mother what she had been eating. What she had been eating. Okay, that was all for today. See you in the next lecture. Thank you very much.